Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Steve Bogren here. Pro Physique. Today what I want to talk about are things you should expect during a contest prep. So what's up guys? Christmas is over, New Year's is just around the corner. I know a lot of you are out there thinking about goals. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. I hope you had a great time with your family, your friends, all your loved ones, that you made a lot of great memories, and just good things happened for you. So now that that is behind us, a lot of us have our eyes set on what is the next thing, right? The big holiday meals are done and over with. You know, all those stressful times with all the family stuff and the presents and did we get the right gifts, and you know, all of those things are all over. So now we can focus on the future and the next goal. And so for a lot of you, you're thinking about getting on that bodybuilding stage for the first time this upcoming year. And so I think that there are a lot of misconceptions about sort of how that's going to go. So today I just wanted to talk about some of the things that you can expect during a contest prep for bodybuilding. Now, a lot of people will tell you that it is easy. It is not. The first thing that you need to be able to handle is making sure that you set yourself up in a good place to start. For me, what this typically means is anywhere from 14 to 15 times your body weight in total calorie intake while maintaining weight doing minimal cardio. Okay? Now, anything above that 15 times your body weight is just a better place to start. That gives us plenty of room to work with when we have to cut calories or add in cardio to facilitate fat loss once fat loss has stalled out. Okay? So the first thing that you need to expect is that you may need to do some work before you're ready to start looking at that contest date. Okay? So that's my number one today. The second thing that you need to expect is that you may need longer than you thought to get ready, and you may end up being lighter than you thought you would have to be to get ready. What I typically tell people is that take what weight you think you're going to get on stage at and subtract another 10 to 15 pounds, and that's probably what you're actually going to need to be on a competitive level, right? So we hold a lot of body fat and it hides in little places. So if you're getting ready to do men's bodybuilding, you want to be shredded to the bone. That means there is a lot of hidden fat that we have to get rid of. So understand that you may not be on stage at 170 or 175. You might be on stage in the mid to low 160s. Okay? That goes hand in hand with the idea that we may need longer than you thought to prep for that show. The longer you prep, the better chances you have of bringing in a better package, right? We can go slower with the process. We have a lot more time to be able to make changes if a plateau or a stall in weight loss occurs as well. So the slower we go, the more lean body mass or muscle we preserve during the process. Remember, of course, lean body mass is associated with things like your metabolic rate, and it's super difficult to put on. So the last thing we want to do is to lose 2 to 3 pounds of muscle that took you a year and a half to put on, right? So we want to be very aware of these things when going into that diet, because they're going to matter long term. And we definitely, when we're going into a bodybuilding show, don't want to lose muscle right before we get on stage, okay? So those are some of the upfront things to expect, and those are pretty easy, right? So what about the during prep expectations that we need to have? Because these are definitely things that are important, and that a lot of people miss and mismanage. And if you mismanage them, it can definitely have a very large detrimental impact on your life. So one of the main things that I see in people is the inability to manage the change in mood state. When you are hungry all the time and you are very lean and all you can think about is food, it is very easy to become snippy and snappy with the people that you love and your friends and your family. And so these kinds of bodybuilding prep diets can be very trying on your relationships and all your personal relationships. For some people, maybe the bodybuilding thing just isn't worth it for you, right? If you can't manage that, and you can't still uphold those relationships and manage those frustrations, that hanger, as I like to call it, then possibly getting on stage it doesn't outweigh everything else that you're going to possibly mess up during that time. And so one of the things that you want to be aware of is that that is going to be a thing. And having a place and plan beforehand to help you manage and understand when those feelings are coming up, having proper meal timing, all those things are going to help you to be successful in managing your personal life as well. Bodybuilding preparation can be very trying on that, okay? And I don't want to dissuade you from doing it. But what I want you to do is make sure that you're ready and prepared to make sure that you're taking care of the things that need to be taken care of, so you're not losing out on other things in life. My belief is that bodybuilding should be making your life better. Competing should be adding value to it. So I don't want you to be losing things because we've decided that this prep was important, right? With that mood state, when the diet's getting tough and calories are low and cardio's high, we see changes in hormone levels. A lot of women, you will lose your cycle. It's called amenorrhea, right? As you get leaner and as your activity level comes up, it is very common to see women losing their menstrual cycle. Changes in hormones happen. One of the other things that we see happen is as you lose body fat, your fat cells actually produce a hunger hormone called leptin. As they shrink, they release more. Okay, so that means it only gets harder. Your body's not trying to starve itself out. It wants to survive. So this is part of your body's survival mechanisms in order to get you to eat and to store fat. Metabolic rate is also going to come down because, again, our body needs to become better at it. So these are some of the things that you can expect with hormone changes as well. And obviously testosterone can drop as well, and lots of other things can happen. So we want to make sure that we plan out our prep correctly to where we're minimizing these things as much as possible, okay? Now, so we've talked a little bit about the hormones and the hanger, right? Time management. Your time is going to be much more difficult to manage, especially if you are want to become a very elite level competitor. To get that elite level of conditioning, it takes an elite level of work, right? That might mean an hour of cardio or more a day coming in the week of the show or a couple weeks out. You know what I mean? It might mean very low cardio. It might mean really planning things out and setting yourself up for success. But all these things take time. They take a lot of time and effort. So you want to make sure that you have that time to devote to the process. Now, if you're willing to bring in whatever you can bring in and what you can get without having that extra time, sometimes that's an okay thing to do. But we're talking about high level competition right now, and that takes an investment. Remember guys, anything that's worth having takes a lot of work, okay? Nothing that's worth having comes easy. Nothing that's worth having comes without some sort of struggle, okay? It rings true in every single facet of life I have ever had the ability to live through. No matter what it is, if it was worth it, it was work. So understand that it is going to take some work. It is going to take a lot of work to really bring in that elite level. So that is one of the things that you want to expect and be prepared for. I think here's probably my last one, and it might be one of the most important, is that be prepared for people not to understand it. Everybody has their own reason for why they compete. For me, it's a lot about the personal challenge. It's about pushing myself to be something that I've never been before, to be better than I've ever been. And I love that. I thrive on that. It's what helps me to be successful. Doesn't just help me to be successful on stage, but it helps me to be successful on life, to always be striving for more. And so that's what fuels my desire and my love for bodybuilding, is because I felt like, and I still do to this day, feel like it always ends up making me better. I learn something about myself. I become a stronger, better person. And whether that's just in the aspect of setting myself up in structure, or whether that's the aspect of mental toughness and not giving up. Obviously, I'm not good at giving up. I'm a natural bodybuilder and I still lift. I'm trying to get big. It's a joke, because natural bodybuilders aren't that big for the most part. But that's really it, guys. So those are some of the things that I think that you should have as expectations and understand before you even start your journey. That's really it. So I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. I hope that this helps you to set up your goals for this next year to be successful and to go out and crush some shit. All right? But that's all I got, guys. So I will talk to you soon.